a sight to see. The general manager hard at work in his office, getting everything done. And he's with us today for the first time in quite some time, since round 2. Andy Fairfull, how are you?
Yeah,
Andy?
Geez, thanks for that, Gareth. Thanks for the footage into the office. Really busy there at the moment. Division finals start this weekend. So there's deliveries going back, left, right and centre, and we host it here at number 2. So be pretty manic this weekend, I reckon.
Well, you've been under the pump all year, and must I say, you have let yourself go. Unshaven.
I'll shave down tonight for tomorrow's game.
What, your whole body?
I can't comment about that, Gareth.
A little bit itchy. Anyway, well, we've had a good season so far. What are your highlights so far, being general manager? Of course, we had the points debacle earlier on in the year. That's got to be a high point. But what else have you taken out of the season?
I actually quite enjoyed the Premier 1, how competitive it is. Its finals isn't set yet, with the three or four rounds left to go, which hasn't been the case in previous years. It's been decided probably a bit earlier than it has this year. So, Maitland, Southern Beaches, Waratah's fighting out for that 5th spot at the moment. Merewether maybe coming off some bad form there at the moment as well. So their position is being fought for as well. So pretty competitive final series in Premier 1 at the moment, which I'm enjoying watching. Yeah,
it certainly is. You mentioned divisional finals this weekend as well. Yep. We haven't touched too much on the divisional teams this year, but they are the lifeblood of the competition, the salt of the earth. Who do you think is going to win in the lower grades, I guess?
Oh, okay. Well, there's Saturday and Sunday fixtures at number 2 for divisional finals this weekend. So you've got the President's Cup on Saturday and the Patrons Shield on Sunday. The minor semi in President's Cup's Muswellbrook versus Madawi, going to be really close. The
Battle of the Titans.
Well, Battle of the Titans. The experts are tipping Muswellbrook in a tight one, but Marauders strengthened up this year, so it's going to be quite interesting. The major semi is East versus Cooks Hill, which will be a cracker of a game. Those guys have traded blows all year. East came home as the minor premier there just. But it's going to be a cracker watching that East versus Cooks Hill game on Saturday at 3:05 at number 2. In the Patron Shield on Sunday, Pecolabin versus Southern Lakes. Again, should be a tight one. And Cooks Hill versus East Maitland in the major semi there. So, and probably, I'm not going. I can't tip that Cooks Hill East Maitland. I reckon it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight.
I'm going to go to the Brown Snakes purely because they've got their own beer, which is pretty impressive. How's that going anyway?
Well, it's pretty impressive. They've had a bit of press around that and get a few articles out of their own beer there.
Well, I've been trying to get them on to sample it here on Ruckoff, but they haven't got back in contact with me. So if you're listening out there, Cooks Hill Brown Snakes, I want you on next week, and we're going to drink your lovely tasting brown beer.
I think they want a beverage deal before they give you any samples.
I'm happy. I'm open to endorsements, Andy.
I hear that.
I'm happy to be sponsored.
Sampler.
I'm happy to be sponsored by Cooks Hill Brown Snakes. I'll take money off anyone, you know that.
You can't say that.
I'll fleece anyone dry. Getting back to, I guess,
is that a reference to Rams?
Yeah, that's right.
That's clever.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'm the talent, and you're the general manager, mate. Getting back to your general manager duties, I see you've got the bump pads.
So the final series goalpost pads, the corner posts, obviously all the Rams branding there being the major sponsor. Fence signage to come, so all the stuff that you dress a ground with, all being branded up Rams at the moment, and it gets a roll out for divisional finals this weekend.
Well, I'm sure the Specsavers referees won't miss it when they hit the corner post. They can't miss those bloody Rams things.
Referees do a great job.
They do an unreal job, especially Premier Division all the way down to the junior ranks.
Certainly under a bit of pressure there because Premier 1 there there's coaching panels and feedback from coaches, and they get hammered a fair bit on every decision they make. So they do a great job and have a lot of spotlight on them.
Yeah, they certainly do. They certainly do. Now, getting to the ladder, we mentioned earlier on, the ladder, it's toughly fought out at the moment.
Yeah,
who do you think's going to get into that top 5? I'm thinking Waratahs will probably get to the 3rd spot, and Merewether Carlton might drop a few more matches.
You're tipping the Greens to drop down the table a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit of a fall from grace. They've been in terrible form lately.
Yeah, look, I think probably it'd be fair to say Greens maybe underperformed maybe what people thought at the beginning of the year, but I always maintain you get yourself into the finals, anything can happen, so I wouldn't be discounting the Greens yet, although probably a little bit off where people thought they'd be.
I'm going to go grand final, Hamilton v Waratah. I'm going to say that right now.
Well, that's a big call. Wow. Okay. What the Blues, the two Blues?
They're gone. I watched them last weekend. Maitland nearly did them. I think Maitland will probably knock them out of the semis.
Yeah, they've had a couple of injuries.
Yeah, so all teams have had injuries. Hamilton had 7 players out for country duties, plus a coach who doesn't really coach that much anyway, Bubba. Thanks for joining us today, Bubba. Anyway, here is the Rams ladder for this week. We've got Hamilton, Wanderers, Merriweather, Waratah coming into 4th spot, and Maitland now duelling it out with Southern Beaches. We'll take a look now. We'll come back with the play of the week. Well, there's the ladder, and as we said, it is going to be a tough competition. I guess getting to the whole competition, the lower teams, they've shown some good fight in recent weeks. You know, the Singletons, the Nelson Bays, Lake Macquarie, they're there and thereabouts as well. They can upset anyone in this competition.
Oh, look, everyone's waiting out probably the grudge match of the year, the second match between Southern Beaches and Lake Macquarie. I think will be a quite spicy and a bit.
Yeah, we'll be covering it next week. It's going to be unbelievable.
A bit of a grub match, and probably from Southern Beaches finals hopes. And haven't they done well recently with a couple of the top sides they've knocked off to get themselves in finals contention? They will need to win that game to keep the finals race alive. But geez, it's going to be it'll be on for young and old, I reckon. That game.
Young and old. Who are you going to go for? You always back the older man.
I'm going to tip Beaches finals run. Beaches.
That's next week, of course. Now we get to a Rams low percentage play of the week, and this was an absolute clanger. Brendan Farrow was the referee for Specsavers. I'm not going to cast aspersions. It happens
a lot under his watch. What happened?
I'm not going to cast aspersions, but if you have a look at this clip, it's a comedy of errors. Jai Estetheo is about 40 metres offside, catches the ball, stops, waiting for him to blow the whistle because he knows he's offside, runs and scores a try and gets Maitland back in the match. It was a very close match here at number 2 last week, and here's the play.
But McCormick is well placed.
Oh,
then that is a terrible kick. Rowney picks it up. And that is offside. Estetheo, he's away. What's Farah doing? Estetheo's going to score a try. What about that? I don't know about the offside, but in my law book, he was well offside.
Wow.
And Farah has blown the try.
Well, there it is. Jai Estetheo, very lucky to get another try next to his name. He's having a great season. One of the better performed centres in the competition, and I think rep honours next year aren't too far away for the young Maitland centre. We're going to get into a Top Better round preview right now. Of course, get in the game with Top Better, all your fantasy competitions, all your local tournaments. Great initiative by a great local company supporting, of course, Bar TV and, of course, all the competitions in Newcastle, including the Rams NHRU competition, Andy.
Yeah, look, thanks to Top Better. Good concept. The 300 or so guys we've got playing around in the comp there with them introduced this year. I think it's a great concept.
It's 200 a week as well that you get in bonus money. So
has anyone run it twice?
I've won it twice, but I haven't collected twice.
How does that work? The promoter winning the game. How does that work?
I haven't collected on it. Don't worry. I'm disappointed in myself. Our first match out at the Bay, Nelson Bay versus Hamilton. Interesting match, really. It's a matter of how many points can be scored in this game. Nelson Bay have got points in them, but I don't think they've got as many as Hamilton. And Hamilton, they're looking to really get things set coming into the semi-finals.
Look, Groper Dome, so will be a bit of fight up there, but Hamilton, keep the momentum going. Bubba Coleman back on deck full time.
Is he? Is he really?
Oh, well, I understand he is. He's still got other rep games going on, has he?
Yeah.
No, Hamilton keep momentum there.
Hamilton, you reckon?
Yep.
Right. I'm going to go Hamilton as well. Roos versus Tars. Now, this, for me, is a very interesting match out at Disneyland. It's going to be a close one, I think. Lake Macquarie, they've got the team to really stifle that Waratahs backline. And for me, the Waratahs backline is the best in the competition at the moment.
Yeah, a very sharp back line. I believe I'm going to tip an upset down there. I think the Lake Macquarie will get up. Chidgey will get up.
Really?
Yeah.
Chidgey versus Chidgey.
Chidgey versus Chidgey. Yeah, well, you're right. Sorry. Tim Chidgey will get up.
Yeah. I thought you were hedging your top better money there.
Yeah, Tim Chidgey will get up. I suppose Battle of the Brothers, but I reckon Lake Macquarie at home, they'll win that.
Battle of the Bros out at Lake. Very good.
Battle of the Bros.
I'm going to go with Matt Chidgey, and I think the Waratahs are going to win. I think it's going to be a close one till about 10 minutes to go, and the Waratahs
will run away with it.
Yeah, the Waratahs will win. I think it's going to be about 40-22, probably, is the scoreline there. Now we're going to go to Singleton versus Beaches. Of course, Singleton playing at home. They've grown an extra leg at home over the last couple of weeks. We saw them win against Nelson Bay a few weeks back. But as we mentioned before, Southern Beaches look pretty good at the moment.
Beaches to keep momentum. Beaches heading into the final series. If they can still make it, Beaches to win.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching their games. Vartaliva, he's drunk from that fountain of youth again. He's playing like a young 30-year-old. He's 52.
Well, the Viatek Anderson medal goes in Canberra this week, but he is right up there in the top 3 players at the moment on the Anderson medal. So he's really come back and had an unbelievable season, hasn't he?
And who else is up in that? Just getting on that.
Nick Davidson's up there again.
He'll win it.
Why is that? There's a theory going around. I've heard a theory going around that if you're not in the top 3 teams, you're more likely to have the Anderson medal winner because he stands out in a lesser team. What do you think of that?
I think that's rubbish. I just think if you're a good player, you're a good player. He'd stand out in any side.
Okay.
And Vartaliva, he's won the Anderson medal when he played for Hamilton in a good side. So whoever's telling you these theories, you got to get. Well, a new messenger, mate.
That come out of the Blacks, mate. That come out of the Blacks. They're a special. They reckon they're a special on Nick Davidson to go back to back.
Well, you look at the consistency of him. He's had a couple of weeks off as well, so that's a testament to how good he's playing. Mate, he is easily the best breakaway in this competition.
In Newcastle?
100%.
Well, he had a cracker season last year.
Worst haircut, best breakaway. Worst tats. Best breakaway. Couple of double sleeve, I think he's got.
He played number 8 a lot this year too.
Yeah, he has.
Good player. He played sensational last year, backing it up this year.
Yeah.
And I think the last 5 or 6 games he's polled points, so he's come from nowhere back into the real contention there. So yeah, it's going to be. Well, you could have a back-to-back winner out of Var or Nick.
Yeah. So that'll take us to the Blacks' first Merewether game. This could also be almost the match of the round. Merewether Carlton, I was speaking to a couple of their coaching staff earlier on today.
Yep. They've
made about 6 changes and 6 people that
because they had to. Or
no, because dropped from form.
So form.
Yeah, definitely. So young Rouse has gone from the team.
Yep.
And he is a sensational player. Husser, the centre, he's been dropped as well. They've dropped one of the Island brothers, the breakaway, who he hasn't really seen the form he's seen over the last couple of years. But there's a bit of a kick up the backside for a couple of these Merewether players. And
given their form, Coach Soxy probably had no other option, did he?
I'm sure he didn't. I don't know, but I guess their lower grades have been winning by 60 or so points over the last couple of weeks. So I guess form has played a key part in selections this week for those guys. Dan Garner as well, he's another one. He's been dropped. Yep. Billy Dunn comes into the side too. I think the Blacks at home.
Popular Billy Dunn.
Yeah. The little engine that could, we call him. I think I can. Billy Dunn gets it done, mate. Don't worry about that.
Look, I still maintain if the Greens can get themselves in the finals, don't worry about some of their form drop off.
Yeah, I know that they are final specialists, but I think this game, I think the Blacks, they need to win to keep that buffer from Southern Beaches.
Well, the big weekend down at the
Big Gala Day.
Big Gala Day. Down at Maitland.
400 games down there or something.
Well, 2 Coles games, ladies games, juniors games.
Last time I checked, they've got 20,000 kids registered up there.
Yeah, they're bringing lights in. Everything's happening this weekend at
I think there's a helicopter, Park. There's an air show coming from Williamtown. They put it on up there at Maitland. A couple of pizzas as well.
Look, I've seen a few cheeky emails from the Maitland Blacks to Bill Pulver, CEO of ARU, and all I can say is that some of the guys at the Blacks are very persistent. And they're very passionate about that junior program, and they want more support from the ARU, and they're not getting it. And some of the emails being sent are quite pointed.
Yeah, very good. Well, we did do that story up there for the Blacks this year, and the ARU were very happy with what they were doing, and we love the ARU because they are supporting grassroots rugby all over Australia, Andy. And we'll get back to this game.
If they're supporting grassroots Australia, can you just triple it? Whatever you're doing, triple it. We need it.
Double down, just take it to the new casino, the Kerry Packers, James Packers' new casino at Barangaroo, and put it all on black, because I'm going to tip the Blacks anyway this weekend.
I'm tipping the Blacks, and I'm tipping Nick Davison to poll some more Anderson medal votes.
What do you think the score's going to be, just before we go to the last match? I think
I'll be plenty of points in it.
I think it's going to be 5 points in it, 31-35 maybe.
Yeah, the scores have been the 30s to 40s. There'll be high points. And obviously there too, Josh McCormack fighting out the top point scorer with Dane Sherratt, who won it last year. So he's potentially going to go back to back with the points. But McCormack's down his throat, and McCormack missed a couple of games there with that neck injury he had early on.
And a wedding as well, I believe.
Oh, did he? Oh,
I don't know.
They allow them off for weddings at Maitland, do they?
Yeah, I think so. Maitland's the family club, mate.
I thought rugby was more...
There's no sheep stations up there. They own all the sheep stations. And anyway, our match of the round, University versus Wanderers. It's Old Boys Day at University. That's why we're heading out to the ground out there on Bar TV Sports. So we're going to have a plethora of commentators. Nat Jones is going to join me in the commentary box. Hopefully he's not half cut by the time first grade's on.
Who are you tipping?
I think University's going to get up in front of their old boys and probably take this game out, Andy.
I don't. I can't see it happening. They're a bit of tough year in Premier Ones for Uni this year. The lower grades performing a little bit better, but two Blues, equal first with Hamilton in the ladder, heading into the finals. They want momentum. I know Old Boys Day, but that's probably more an excuse to bring some of the ladies down. I think Uni will be distracted.
Do you think
two Blues will win?
Evatt House, International House will be down
all
there.
those houses will be down there.
Yeah.
They'll make some money over the bar, but they won't win the game.
Well, that's why Uni's the winner on the day.
Rugby will probably win, but the two Blues will be way too...
No way. I reckon Uni's
going
to win. I reckon Uni's going to win, and I'm going to say by 3. By a penalty in the last 5 minutes, and they hold out wave after wave of Wanderers attack. The game will go over 5 minutes into injury time. Call me Nostradamus.
Who'll be man of the match?
Frost.
I believe Wanderers will target Frost.
Yeah, and he'll step left, right, left, boom. 2 try. I'm picking 2 tries from Frost. First try scorer.
Thinking good player, good young player, getting blooded this year in Premier Ones, but I reckon Frost. I'm thinking speed hump. No, very good player. All jokes aside, he's a very good player. But he's been blooded. He's probably the youngest 10 there in the comp. They'll run. If I was coaching the two Blues, I'd run a lot of traffic. And thinking about final series last year, the Cal McDonalds of the world coming up into that front line, just running hard. Yeah,
it was interesting last week. Actually, Wanderers played a little bit different style of attack against Maitland. So we'll see if that comes into this week as well. They normally play that flat structure, but they went a little bit wider this week, and it worked for them. So that is the top better round preview, and that is all for Ruck Off this week. Now, before we go, Andy, you get one chance to tell whoever you want in the NHRU, the Rams NHRU, who do you want to tell to get rucked this week?
No one. We love everyone here at the NHRU.
Oh, you're such a pussy. It's just one person. Matt Bartley told his ex-wife to ruck off.
Well, I think we should have an episode about Matt Bartley's social life. I think it'd be a hell of an interesting episode.
He's one of my favourites. So you're not going to tell anyone to ruck off?
Nope. It's all good leading into the finals. Who are you going to tell to get rucked off?
I'm going to tell you to get rucked because you won't tell anyone to get rucked. Anyway, that's it for Ruck Off this week. Enjoyed your time, and it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm Gareth, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.